It's the Liars for Hire. It's the Liars for Hire. It's the
Liars for Hire.
Welcome to episode 16 of Liars for Hire.
What the fuck is in that can, dude?
That is black and white Arizona iced tea with ginseng and honey. This is episode 16 of Liars for Hire, like I said at the opening. I am Robbie, joined by my co-hosts Lumberjack21 and Clown_Depot. How are we doing today, fellers?
I'll just tell you something right now, buddy. I'm doing best that I've ever done.
You sound it.
Yeah. Feeling really good.
What's going on with you, Jacko?
Dude? Somebody took the S in my name, so I still have to use the 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like one of my favorite things you bring up every time somebody says your online handle.
Somebody took
Lumberjack.
the S.
It's a catchphrase at this point.
Lumberjack21. Yeah.
Like you can't go to Lumberjackson anymore. Like your username is Lumberjack21 because someone took the S.
Someone took the fucking S, and I go to Twitch support. I'm like, this account's inactive. Give it to me. And they're like, according to our terms of service.
They have watched a single stream in the past 1 year.
It's not that they have watched a single stream. It's like, due to our terms of service, just because the account is inactive and they do not use it, we cannot just give it to you. The owner has to physically delete the account, and then after a year of the account being deleted, you can have it.
Fucking attack them.
I get that, but it's annoying.
It's stupid. What you ought to do is you ought to find that person based on their IP address, their last active IP address, and go there and threaten them with like a bomb.
I asked Twitter the same question if I could have like my actual username, and they said like maybe when you get like 1,000 more followers.
How many followers
I
ago
think
was
that makes sense though.
When I get to 2,000 followers on Twitter is when they're like, yeah, okay, we'll start like considering giving you like a username.
All right, follow Lumberjack2 on Twitter.
Yeah,
make bot accounts and follow Lumberjack2 on.
You know, Devon did that where he got people to make bot accounts. No, where he eventually migrated over from Devon to Overlord Devon Overlord Devon to Devon, just Devon. He just has the handle.
Well, because Devon owned Devon. Devon
Yeah.
had that account, but then
Just
like
had
didn't
that
have the
user.
information for it.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So he got to
Yeah.
Twitter early then.
That's what I said. I said you got to Twitter early, and I was like, yeah.
That's like whenever I see somebody. Go ahead.
I was about to say I've had my Twitter account since 2013.
I made mine in 2015.
Oh, don't make me check.
Go check. Yours is like
Go
2011
check.
or something.
Go check hot dick.
Guess.
I'd say like
2010.
2010, 2011.
2009.
God damn. Hey, that's like I remember watching
That's
like
12 years I've been on Twitter.
I remember watching College Humor videos in like 2012 where it's like, oh, Twitter, the new website that everybody's using, because Twitter was like still a new thing, and like Facebook and MySpace are like, get out of here, shortstop, because he was like the baby or whatever. Now look at you,
The baby.
Homophobe.
That guy's homophobe. That guy got real defense about it on Instagram. Did you see that? Where he's like. He pulled a cool little sentence out of his ass, which was like fucking like he said something along the lines of, instead of reaching out and telling me why I was wrong, you instead attacked and slandered me, denying me the ability to grow and learn as an individual.
Shut up, dude.
Which was awesome. So the baby is off the hot list this spring. He's going into the trash compactor, Fire Festival, Lollapalooza.
Keep making fun of him.
Keep making fun of him. Keep making that man's existence a fucking joke. Don't let him be respected as an artist. It's as simple as that. What is Nudes came out? I remember seeing somebody say the baby got to be called.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, somebody said the baby got to be called the man now, and I was like, that's weird. Don't be fucking weird. Anyway,
that is a weird joke to make.
That's been the baby corner. So thanks everybody for coming to the baby corner.
Play the baby corner theme.
Okay, here's the baby corner theme. Go.
Thanks, Nifty.
And someone.
Do you think Nifty would have done that? You think Nifty's on that?
Hang on. Is Nifty online right now?
Nifty's
we'll see if
Nifty's going to bed. Don't fucking.
Nope, Adam right now. Say we need it stat.
Nifty, make
He's online on his phone.
Make a song called the baby corner. Fucking
Jingle.
oh
We
Jesus!
need a jingle. Ask for a jingle.
Jingle in 45 minutes.
No, don't give him 45
or else
minutes.
you're fired.
No.
You typed that. You actually typed that you were gonna fire Nifty. Tackle you.
I said no. Did you
No.
stop deleting my messages? 1984. This is 1984. I'm being censored.
Dude, I bought
1984.
I
We're
bought some
unionizing.
I bought some 1984 calendars on eBay the other day, and I'm just gonna hang up like around my house. I think.
That's
Just
cool. You
Uh-huh.
totally sandbagged the unionizing statement. You truly are not Italian.
I just
anti-Italian.
we have HR. We don't need a union. All right.
Yes,
You're
we
about
do.
to fire HR. You're
Oh
about to
my
fire
God.
HR.
The statement, you don't need a union, you have an HR. Fuck you.
The stakes have never been higher on this episode of Liars for Hire.
Kill you
Hey,
dead.
Liars for that's pretty cool. Let's move on to the first real topic of the day.
Okay.
Band-Aids, gentlemen. Do you have them in your house?
I do.
Yes.
I have a
I
first
don't.
aid kit.
I don't buy Band-Aids because I never cut myself because I'm safer than you. So that's like lesson 1 in how to lead a company is you don't need Band-Aids because you don't get hurt. Lesson 2, do you have wet wipes in your home?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, see, I'm not dirty. I don't produce filth. Lesson 2, okay? You're
Mhm.
following so far?
Mhm.
Lesson 3, do you have a microwave?
Mhm.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you don't need it. Eat your food cold. You're an idiot. I don't know where this bit is going. Truly, I'm like just not in
What a-
the
what a
mindset.
My,
to be
my,
great
hand,
recording
my
a
hand
podcast
is
right now.
my hand is raised.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes.
I don't have the same mentality as you. So there's some things that I do have in my house that you don't. Like I have Band-Aids and I have wet wipes and I also have sex. What is something that you can go ahead and tell me, like, what I can get rid of in my day to day that would make my life a little bit
Sex, number 1, it's a distraction.
better? Okay.
2, anything made of cardboard in your house, you get wood made goods, and that's it. Like if you have like a cardboard box, you don't need it. Get a wood crate. It's more classy. Are you writing this down? Are you typing this out?
Yeah. Robbie is a typewriter.
Okay. A passport. Do you have a passport?
Yep.
Destroy it. You don't need to go
how am I
anywhere
supposed
else.
to
You already
get you
live
out
in
of
the,
a
you already
prison?
live in the land of opportunity. Okay. So
No, I fucking don't.
so
Isn't it? Can't you like not get a passport as easily as you used to, like since last year?
I don't think so. Probably not. Right. I had to update my passport when I moved to Japan because it was like expired in like 2016, and I hadn't done any international traveling since then. It was pretty easy, but that was pre-COVID, so
Why'd you say it like that?
what?
Yes, pre-COVID.
Well, that's what it was.
Originated in Italy.
You know, COVID.
Remember after 9/11 happened and everything went back to normal?
Yeah, like 9/11 happened, and there was like a few weeks and people were weird, but then we were just like on the same path since then.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Everybody was
'cause
on the same path.
I saw an article the other day about COVID and like how COVID's like after post-COVID life is gonna be it was gonna be the same as pre-COVID life, and in the subheading of the headline, it said just as things were returned to normal after 9/11, the city of 2041 will look just as it did in 2018, which on 2 accounts that's wrong. The first account is post 9/11. The second one is why the fuck did they choose a year so distant in the future, like 2040? That's like a while. That's like worrying, right? Like, do they think it's going to take that long for us to recuperate from COVID?
Probably.
I'm gonna be like 40. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like 60.
20, what?
Yeah, you're going to be like 60, dude. You're not going to be
42
40.
or whatever the fuck.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
be like 60 years old.
Yeah, we're going to be old. The Liars Club is going to be old in 2041, dude.
You're gonna be walking down the fucking Times Square and you look up at the electronic billboards and it's the Liars Club like Broadway show.
Because at that point we'll be the biggest corporation in the world.
We'll be the biggest corporation and the coolest guys. Yeah.
Yeah, with the most unions, because we just really don't do a good job at treating our workers good. So they just can't. They have to keep making unions, dude.
Actually, we'll be
Right.
splintered off into 3 divisions. Chase's division of Liars Club, my division, and Robbie's, and we're all clashing for power.
What are you gonna call your division of Liars Club when you make it? Because I'm gonna call mine like Liars Club, like I'm gonna call it mine TR Liars Club, which stands for the Real Liars Club. What are you gonna call yours?
The Omega Liars Club.
All right.
I'll call mine Liar Development 2.
Liar develop. Oh yeah.
We're gonna make Nintendo Wii games.
Liars Club featuring Markiplier actually is my new division.
Are you gonna get him on, dude?
Yeah, he's already on for me.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
Fuck. Damn it.
We're playing FNAF 57, dude.
Can you like if you are a games company, can you get the license to make Wii games and just like make Wii games in 2021?
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
so.
No, you can.
You can.
I don't think Nintendo gives out like Wii dev rights anymore.
If you still have the dev kit, you can do it. It's what the people that made Retro City Rampage did.
Really?
Well, that was different. That was like a digital release.
No, they made a
'cause Just
physical
Dance
release
2020
of
came
Retro
out.
City Rampage on the Wii.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. Didn't they just do that for UK though? Wasn't that UK
No.
only? I don't think could you do that in
They
America?
did it in America.
I don't think so.
I saw it.
It's so like theoretically like Rare could like be like, you know what, we're just gonna make Banjo 3 on the Nintendo 64 and then like, you know, make like restart the fucking factories, get the plastic molds back out and like manufacture Banjo 3 cartridges. Like
I think it was different back then because for like once Nintendo went to disc, it was a little bit different, but you still needed that sticker, didn't you?
Yes.
The quality
Yes,
assurance.
you did.
Yeah.
for it to be sold on store shelves or for it to be considered like an authentic product.
To be sold.
To be sold.
Oh.
Like because if they didn't, then you get sued.
Okay. I want, but like they might do that.
I don't.
Well, they won't,
They
but
can't.
like they could do that.
I don't.
They could.
Well, you could release it like if you make a game for the N64, you can release it, and I think you could sell it for money, but you can't sell the N64 version or something. Like you can make N64 ROMs, and then people can put those on carts, and you could put those on carts and then sell them. But I don't think you can like put them on store shelves.
That's like the ultimate like indie game dev move is to release some shit like on NES in 2021. You know,
People that.
still do.
yeah, I
it.
know. Like Mini Wizards or whatever the fuck that game's called, Mini Mages. I don't know, some shit like that. It was like an entire game developed in like 215 kilobytes or something, and they put it on an NES cart, and it was, you know, it's real neato. It looks modern too. Like the sprites like look like something that would be, you know, made in fucking Unreal or whatever.
Right.
Ed Freeze was the guy who was on. He worked for Microsoft and he did a bunch of stuff for like the original Xbox, and he just made a Halo game for the Atari 2600 in
Really?
2010.
What the fuck?
That's
He just made that. Like,
Time off, just fucking bored.
I
yeah,
guess.
he's like, I made this in my free time, and he just released it.
I mean, if you've got the ability to fucking hook up those motherboards to your computer, you can put that shit in. You can make your own carts. That's neato. I wonder how difficult that is. I mean, probably like incredibly difficult. But like, I want like to reprogram an NES cartridge. You know, somebody did that for the Game Grumps. Because they you know how they played like Kirby Golf or whatever, and it was one of their most like popular series. And what they did was like a bunch of fans got together and made a ROM hack, and then they put it back on like an original SNES cart, and it ran on their SNES natively.
Well, ROM hacks are different because you're just like editing the game's files. You're not building the game's files from the start or from the ground up.
Right, but that's still, you know, modifying the fucking bits and bytes and stuff.
I mean, putting it back on the cart's not that big of an issue either, because you can make rewritable carts, and B, if it's all, you know, the same structure and it's the same megabytes and stuff like that, then, you know, you just put that data onto the cart. It's a cart, you can write onto it most of the time.
I think that'd be a real fun project to be a part of, we're gonna produce 250 of this like original indie game, and we're gonna release them on SNES. Isn't there like a company that was doing it this E3, and they were like, everybody was like sucking them off, or either sucking them off or like they completely detested them because they were like, we're releasing physical games in limited quantities. You know?
I think Limited Run is the game. No, Limited Run does stuff like that, but I think this time it was for the Devolver Digital. It was some run and gun game. I don't think Limited Run was doing that. I think it was some other company. But yeah, it's a physical only Nintendo Switch game, no, I think it's like a physical only And yeah, I don't remember. It was a physical only game, and like they weren't releasing it digitally, and it was new. It was a new game, which is fucking crazy to me.
I like
why do that?
I like hate collector's items because I can't have them all.
You're
you know?
jealous.
I am, yes, because I'm jealous.
Your collector is the issue. That's why.
I mean, that's the point of the worth, though, because this is an object you want. Like, you want this thing.
Right.
So
I
like
suppose.
that's why it makes money.
I'm a collector, not in any series or anything. Like I'm not like a Nintendo collector. I'm just like a collector. I just like to collect things. I like treasures. So that's something that my grandpa imparted on me. Was he had like an entire he lived in a duplex. And he just used, like, him and his wife, my grandma, used, like, the top floor for, like, you know, living and, like, the kitchen, and there was their bedroom. And then the bottom floor, the basement, which was approximately the same, like, you know, room space size, was just chock full of shit he collected. Just, like, he had a bunch of, like, collector's Disney memorabilia from, like, the 50s, and, like, a bunch of jackets, and a record collection, and stuff like that. And I remember, like, whenever I went to visit them, I would just go spend time down in that room because it was amazing. It was a bunch of bespoke, you know, stuff I'd never seen before, stuff you could never find on eBay. Really, really, really cool stuff. And I don't have the space to collect in that capacity, but I do. I love talking about the shit that I collect. It's so much fun. I'm so excited for people to come to my living space when I'm back in America and be like, what's this? And then I can tell them about it, dude. That's so cool. That's such a fun idea. Fuck.
I recently got into collecting Valve merchandise.
Yeah, you've been searching on eBay for that.
Yeah. It's been fun. Mostly because I remember all of it. I remember like seeing it in the store for sale. Mm-hmm. So it's like, damn, that thing that's on eBay right now for $200. I remember seeing it on the Valve store for $30. And that's just like consistently the story of like, oh yeah, I remember that. How much is that? Okay, it's not even on the store. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So like that's been a fun experiment in seeing what I can get my hands on. Extremely defeating when I see people who have collections that are like that person obviously has just $3 billion and they're able to just waste it on like
right.
On making these extremely cool collections, but there's no soul in it. You know, you look at it, okay, you just have these things to have it. There's no soul, there's no feeling there.
There's a difference between somebody who spends $400 on the Tulip album, who like is like, all right, I can't buy anything for the rest of the month, versus somebody who spent like $400 on the Tulip album just like on a whim because like, oh yeah, I saw that game, that's kind of neat. I saw the Game Grumps played that. You know, it's like the purchase, and you know, not to sound like, oh, it's noble to be a proletariat, but like, you know, there's more emotion and thought put into the purchase, you know, for that reason. Jackson, you inherited like a NES collection from your mom, right?
Yeah, my mom had I inherited a lot of video game shit like on my shelf behind me right now. So like I have my oldest brother's old original like lime green ass Xbox with like the 4 Duke controllers and the remote. Got my mom's NES and SNES with zappers and all of her games that Robbie will look at the collection of games and go, why does she need 3 of those?
I forget what game it was that was like, why does your mom have 3 copies?
It's Legend of Zelda, right? She's got like 3 collections of Legend of Zelda.
I think it was Zelda 2. I think it was like Zelda 2. Or
two golden cartridges of Zelda 1 and 3 golden cartridges of Zelda 3.
That's fucking that's sick.
I don't
that's so
know
cool.
why.
Zelda 3 is Link to the Past.
No, like
Zelda 2 is the one.
No, she has 3 cartridges of Zelda 2, the gold ones.
Yeah, Zelda 2.
What the fuck is Zelda 3?
Link to the Past.
Zelda 3 is Link to the Past.
Oh, okay. Well,
That
call it Link to the Past then. You're an insane person. I at one point I had a holographic Majora's Mask cart, and then I lost it somewhere along the way. It's a damn shame because that's a fucking really cool cart.
Super Metroid is also Metroid 3. It says so at the opening. Metroid 3.
Should I play those games?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Metroid 1 and 2. They have remakes that are like extremely serviceable, and like if you want to just know the story, those are the games you play. If you want to know the history, obviously you start from the release order. But if you just want to kind of like, oh, I just want to see what Metroid's all about, then yeah, like Zero Mission, Metroid Returns, Super Metroid. You can go to Fusion, and then Dread, and that's basically it. You can play the Prime games too if you're into those.
I was going to say, because I played like Metro Prime, Super Metroid, and Other M.
I wish I had the patience for Metroid.
Yeah, Metroid kind of requires like you to be like, all right, strap in.
You're gonna make a night out of this, so enjoy.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to jump in and out of, honestly.
It's weird I didn't play those, but I played all the Castlevania games.
Sure.
I don't understand it.
I mean, those are that makes sense. I mean, there was fucking 3 of them on NES, and then fucking Super Nintendo had Castlevania 4, which was the one with the whip that goes all over the place. Then you had fucking you probably didn't play Dracula X or fucking Rondo of Blood, so you just went to Sympathy in the Night. All those games are fucking 10 out of 10s. All those games are great. Except Castlevania 2, but whatever.
Whatever. What was that game they made? Is it called Blood Shattered or whatever the fuck? The homage game?
Bloodstained?
Bloodstained.
Bloodstained. That was a good game.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Did you play the retro one? The
yes,
retro.
I played both of them.
Cool.
They're great games. Like straight up, even though like the retro ones are just like, this is like, here's the prequel game for the first Bloodstained, and then the second game's like, here's the prequel game for like what happened after 1 and what's going on before game 2.
Yeah.
It's just like fucking do it. Nice. Love that shit. Make another Shovel Knight. Fuck
They're
you.
good games. They are. They're making the mobile puzzle game that is on my Fantasy Critic that will come out in December with Cuphead.
Yeah, maybe. I'll let you know.
It's happening.
I'll let you know.
You have to be like.
Do you want to talk about that, or are you just gonna drop that?
I got a new job as a game tester for Microsoft. The end. That's it.
Everybody applaud for Jackson in the comments.
I got a job because Chase doesn't pay us.
Well, it's because you don't work hard enough.
Do not blame Chase for that.
One episode a day.
Chase would pay you, and then the money that you get, you would immediately put back into the fucking stock market. You cannot blame Chase for that.
Not my fault that I know how to play the stocks and make money out of it.
Not with my money, you cocksucker!
We literally get split.
We haven't. Well, first of all, theoretically, we get split because we haven't made a payout on this channel yet, and I don't think we will for a while. All right.
I should probably like look into making that business account for us to start claiming the money.
We gotta incorporate, dude. We have to register as a business, which is never gonna happen.
Well,
if I didn't say anything, you'd buy Dogecoin with my fucking payout.
I do not know what you're talking about. You sound like a crazy person.
I was like there. I was there the night Dogecoin launched, dude. I have like fucking 12 Dogecoin somewhere in like a wallet in like a laptop that's in an attic somewhere, which I think is worth approximately $3, which is awesome.
Oh my god, you could get like a drink.
Yeah, go to the moon, bro.
to the moon.
Go to the moon.
When I was in high school, the hot new game at the time was fucking Super Smash Brothers for the NES or for the fucking 3DS and Wii U.
For the NES, yeah.
For the NES, yeah. Anyway, for the Wii U and 3DS, and so every lunch, everybody in the computer lab, all the fucking nerds and rejects and degenerates and freaks and geeks would go into there with their 3DSs, and we would all play versus like 1-on-1. And there was this one kid who every single time he or anybody else was launched upward, like out of the top fucking box. What the fuck is that thing called? The launched up to the die. He would say to the moon, and he was like always so fucking excited, and like that happened every single day for 2 years. That happened. It was insane, and nobody ever laughed either. That was just for him. Like I hope he was like really happy with that. Genuinely, I do. Fuck, I remember when the 2DS came out and one kid had it and everybody was like, "Whoa, it's cool!" And it like the 2DS, the original 2DS looks so fucking ugly.
It's lame. It's just like a flat piece of plastic with 2 screens in it.
Yeah, it's such an unattractive piece of technology. I don't understand like what. Genuinely, I have no idea how that possibly made it through like R&D and like testing and demographics and shit like that, because that it is ugly. It is a fuck. The doorstop design is disgusting. It is putrid.
They made it for younger kids because a lot of parents were like, Well, like, yeah, the parents were complaining and be like, hey, my kid's, like, eyes got hurt on the 3D setting. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, well, we put an age thing here.
No, well, I mean, the reason why they made it is because the 3DS, obviously, was one of the best-selling handheld consoles at the time. It was selling gangbusters. A lot of people forget how much the 3DS was selling. 3DS was selling incredibly well. And
the 3DS was awesome.
If you make a Nintendo 3DS for $100, people are going to buy that for their kid for Christmas.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my old 3DS broke, or oh, I'm looking for a new one, or oh, this one comes with the game that I want to play.
Nobody gave a shit
People
about the
are
3D
getting 3DSs.
functionality of the 3D. Nobody bought the 3DS for the 3D functionality. That is not...
Well, it's not. It's mostly not about that. It's like, if you can make an indestructible 3DS that's only $100, like, parents are going to buy that. Like, the system that all my kids want to buy?
Ugly
the
as sin.
kids are at school?
Ugly
my
as
kids
sin.
only got the DSi? Like, yeah, dude, fucking $100. Why not?
Dude.
I bought it for 3D.
I remember when I got the DSi for my, like, 11th or 12th birthday or whatever. I was like, this is the future, dude. This connects to the internet. This might as well be a fucking cell phone.
And then you looked up porn.
And I did. I looked up porn, dude. I 100% did. And then every single night I would fall asleep watching Netflix on my DSi. I would watch Reggie Watts' Why Shit's So Crazy. It's a great comedy special. I highly recommend it to anybody.
You brought up a fucking like sleeper memory in my brain of high school. Because
What's
like after all the finals is when we would pull out like our handhelds and like play games with each other or do shit. But like I remember distinctly, it was after a final and I had my high school girlfriend and like I pulled my 3DS out and we were playing Smash and doing whatever. And she's like, do you want to go get food after this because we get out early for finals? We'll get out like 2 p.m. And I was like, no, I have my driver's test. And then I go fail my driver's test because I didn't fucking care for a license at the time. And I get back and I'm like, yeah, I didn't pass. We can't go get food. I'm going to go play Smash. And then to this day, I still wonder why she doesn't want to talk to me.
Dude, fucking, this is not the only time. This is not the only time you've ignored the
I've ignored
you've
so
ignored
many girls for games,
for video games. You know, some of us don't have that fucking luxury, Lumberjackson.
I didn't understand it at the time. I still don't understand it.
Some of us don't pull in a hose like you do. All right.
How can you be jealous at this?
What?
How are you jealous at that?
What do you fucking mean?
You're jealous.
Yes. I wish I was also conventionally attractive, you dick. That's what I'm fucking talking. You're an idiot.
So you get poon?
You haven't been single for 6 years.
Bro, you're a fucking coomer.
You haven't been single for 6 years. You're an idiot.
You're a coomer.
You don't get to participate in this conversation, you dipshit.
You're a coomer.
Everybody,
I remember what it was like to be lonely.
Everybody just hurl insults at Robbie in the comments for any reason.
Not bad. You don't gotta be in a relationship.
You don't have to be in a relationship, but also like I
know.
understand the social dynamics between like that kind of thing. Like I still, even with my current partner, I still kind of feel bad because I'll get so engulfed with something and then I'll text them back, but they're very understanding. They're just like, no, I get it. Don't worry. Because then they'll do the same thing for me where they're like, sorry, I was watching fucking Full Metal Alchemist for 4 hours. My bad.
Dork.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Have we done the bit where we like all...
We have.
We each... fuck, okay. I'm going to do it again.
No.
We did that on Danganronpa.
We did it on Danganronpa. No, we're not.
I'm not letting you do it. I'm not letting you do it.
Transfer
Nope,
this
it's not
over.
happening.
Do it on the last
I'm
stream of
not letting you do
Danganronpa.
it. I'm not letting you do it.
We have
Nope, you're not doing it.
we
You're
have
not
one
doing
more
it.
Danganronpa.
I'm like
stream
actively
every day.
doing it is the thing.
You're
I'm
not-
doing
no,
it right now.
I'm interrupting you. I'm editing the fucking podcast. I can just take it out. I'm taking it out. It's just you're not gonna hear anything.
Fuck you. You're gonna each time you're just gonna hear Robbie and Jackson speaking over the fucking amen break.
It's my favorite censor noise right now. I'm a big fan of it.
I've noticed, you fucking wiener. Hey, what's your favorite sample?
Sample?
We've definitely talked about this, dude.
Fuck,
We have.
dude, we don't know anything else.
You don't
We've
know
been
anything
inside
else.
too long.
You don't know anything else.
Well, then you come up with a conversational topic.
Your favorite
dick.
Pokemon?
We already...
I did a stream about that.
You did
Mimikyu,
do a stream
dude.
about that. Why is it Mimikyu?
It's a ghost and a fairy, just like me.
Nice.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, I love tier lists that have to do with like really benign and mundane stuff. It's
it's the best.
Yeah, no, like that's I did an entire 3-hour stream where I just ranked colors. And then there's grocery store tier lists and fucking pepperoni or if like oh my god. Yeah, pizza toppings and school subjects tier lists, you know. Big fan of those. It is there's something so satisfying about thinking so in depth about something that you think so little about usually, you know. So much fun. I highly recommend it to anybody.
Highly recommend.
I think it's fun
critically, yeah.
I think it's fun to kind of compartmentalize. Is that how you say? It's fun to like put your interests or even just things that you do on a day to day into little like lists and rank them with against each other. Just because it's a fun like exercise too. Like it's a fun like brain exercise of like, oh yeah, I don't really think about these mundane things all the time. So
and
it's fun to kind of
usually
put them one on top of the other.
Your reactions to them become like second nature. It becomes like reflex, and so you don't have to do the sort of, you know, option weighing anymore, or like you don't have to I guess like really think about why you're making the decision. You just like know that the answer to the decision. So it's good to sort of work backwards and, you know, sort of like reverse engineer. Like, okay, why did I come to this conclusion in the first place? And like, why is it that I always get fucking pepperoni and sausage instead of, you know, mushroom and anchovy? You know, it's really cool. I there's something that I've really been thinking about recently, which is reflection in general, just like the concept of reflection. Because I feel like a lot of times nowadays people have a tendency to you know, every single day they want to see something new. You know, every single day they want to, you know, be wowed by something they'd never seen before. Which I get because, you know, novelty is an exciting way to keep your life spiced up. But and the reason I've been thinking about this is because I've been thinking about Joe Pera recently. And you know Joe Pera, you know, Talks to You, the Adult Swim show. It's for those who don't know, it's just this really mild guy. Really, really quiet. He's like in his 30s, but he speaks like he's in his 80s. And he's just like, today I'm gonna go to the to like a pancake cookout at the local to raise money for the local firehouse. And he just talks about things that everybody knows about, like barns and like iron and shit like that. But like not in a way that's bombastic or new. It's just like reflecting. It's reflective. And I think reflection is a lot more valuable than a lot of people tend to think that it is. I think going back and revisiting what you already know is a lot more constructive than you may think. And so I highly advise anybody right now, you know, maybe tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that, instead of, you know, going online and like scrolling through Twitter and, you know, being inundated with brand new information on brand new subjects that you've never heard of, you know, like take a walk through your neighborhood and just like look around, you know. I'm sorry if you live in the suburbs and this no longer applies because all you will see is other houses. But like if you live in like the city or you live in a rural area, you know, just drive around your neighborhood, you know, look around. Maybe like here's something I didn't know. In Amboy, Washington, where I used to live in Washington, there right next to the Amboy Market, which is a little you know, grocery store, is like right down the street. There was a local history center for Amboy in the surrounding area. And I never knew that. Living there for 10 years, I never knew that until I came back to visit and I was just really bored one day because like I didn't have my phone or something. And so I was just driving around the area. And just right next to the post office, there was a little history museum. And I never saw it. It was like a little cute. It was like hosted in one guy's barn. It was really, really interesting. And it was really, really quaint. And you know, sometimes it's good to shrink your world, you know? It feels good and it feels nice.
I do like doing that, like going to towns that you grew up in, and just kind of looking at places you never looked at before and wondering what was it like previously, you know, how is it like, you know, before I was here. Maybe I have been here and I just don't remember. I remember before I moved, I was getting very sentimental about the town that I lived in, from New York to sunny Seattle, Washington, and I just like drove places I never drove before. And there was a moment I was with Meeks, and we were in my car at the time, and I drove to a place in my own in one of the houses I used to live in. I drove down a road I never went down, and it went to this like clearing, like this overhead view of literally the entire town I grew up in. And this was maybe 5 minutes away from like another house I lived in that I just never went to see. There was a bench there, and I just sat there and looked at the town I grew up in and was like, I'm about to leave this place.
That sounds like really nice.
Yeah, it was super nice. It was great just, you know, looking out and kind of, like you said, reflecting on just, you know, I spent 22 years of my life at that point in that town. And it was weird. It was a weird feeling of like, I'm about to leave all this, but like still probably going to be here when I come back. And I came back.
But it's not going to leave me. Yeah.
Yeah. Last year I went there, and it was nice. It was nice to go around and be like, what the fuck? There's a Vietnamese restaurant here? I never thought that would happen. Like
that's another thing is like revisiting places you've already been. You might also see them from a new perspective. I'm really excited when I get back to the United States. I'm really excited to go back to Lincoln City, which is on the coast of Oregon. And because I only ever experienced that place as a child and like a teenager, but never as an adult. You know, I never saw it from the perspective of somebody who could, you know, live independently. Because there were like a couple places that I went, like the mini golf range and the batting cages and the arcade, which was all, by the way, in the same building. It was called Putt and Bat. You know, there was then like the taffy place maybe. But you know, there was it's very much like a coastal, like a tourist town. Like people don't live in that town. They just like have properties in that town and they visit sometimes. You know, it's just lined with a bunch of like really quaint like wooden houses and shops and stuff. And I think, you know, when I get back, I want to spend some time looking around that town because I think I'll definitely gain like a new perspective on it, which I'm really excited about. You know. Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Jackson?
What do you think, Jackson?
The town I grew up in wasn't a piece of shit, so I can share the same sentiment. But like where I grew up in California was a fucking shithole.
You don't know that? I mean, you might know that.
No, I know that. I've been to every part of that fucking town because there's not much to it. It's a piece of shit.
Have you ever been there as an adult?
Yes, it's still a piece of shit.
Okay.
Hey, remember when like the big resurgence of the BLM movement was happening and like these like really good marches were happening and like progress was being made? In my town, dude ran into a group of people marching.
Oh my god.
Didn't get arrested. Had a fucking white supremacist tattoo on his forearm. 2 sheriffs come. Both sheriffs also had white supremacist tattoos on their forearms, so the dude got away with it. And I'm just sitting there like, man, I need to firebomb this town. I hate it here.
Dude, drop the name.
It's Bakersfield, California, the worst
Bakersfield,
town.
California. You heard it here. Don't go to Bakersfield. It's a bad place to be.
Don't. It's an abandoned oil town. Like literally all the oil companies sucked up all the oil from the ground. You can't grow anything there anymore. Like everybody who used to work in the oil fields lost their jobs, so everybody's moving away because they don't have jobs anymore. They fucking laid everybody off. There's a suburb of Bakersfield called Oildale, and it's a bunch of houses surrounded by oil derricks and drills and pipelines that are dead now.
That sounds miserable.
And
like,
all the fucking pollution from Northern California falls on top of Bakersfield because Bakersfield's in the bottom of a big, big valley. There's no blue skies. It's all dirty brown, like dark, dark brown.
If you asked me to write a young adult novel about 2 people from 2 different towns who live a happy life and a sad, depressed life, I would and I wrote down what you just said verbatim, just like creatively, like coming out of my imagination. I would have been like, no, I think that's a little bit too exaggerated. I don't know if that this sounds. You know, there's a really beautiful place in Amboy. That's you know, it's a very green, lush area. Everybody's sort of spread apart and very nice. It's called the grist mill. I think it's the Yakult grist mill, and it's a really nice. Just.
Do you like the color brown? Do you like teenage pregnancy? Do you like STDs? Do you like drug use and trafficking? Come to Bakersfield because it's like
then watch Liars Club.
It's in the single digits in worldwide for most of those things.
Cool.
I fucking hate it.
What a fucking place to grow up, dude.
Dude, at my high school there was 4 opposing gangs, and
Which one were you part of?
none of them because I was white passing. Thank God. Fucking one day after school, walking home, I got mugged. Took my phone and everything. The next day, walking home from school, some kid on the other side of the sidewalk. There's like a group of us that always go the same way to go to our houses. Walking by an alley, kid gets jumped and gets stabbed in the kidney with a pencil.
With a pencil?
Yeah, dude, my high school had metal detectors and like 5 campus cops and security guards and shit. It was
It's like John Wick.
It's so
The
yeah,
fucking
it's,
pencil. Remember that?
it's like the Joker. It's like the Dark Knight. It's a magic trick.
Dude, no wonder you're the way you are.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited for like all of my family or like my extremely close family to move out of the town I grew up in, so I can start talking about it. I've always been kind of standoffish with like bringing up the exact name of the town that I grew up in and kind of the exact details of it. Just, you know, just an hour away from the city is usually the most detail I give.
Sure.
But I feel like there's a lot of places, you know, in and around the town that I lived in that I really want to, you know, talk about one day. It's a part of a project I was working on at some point as well. And maybe that'll happen.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad I just grew up there and I wasn't born there. Because I don't want to say like when people ask me like where were you born? Like where were you born? Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, if I say Bakersfield, California, it's either met with ugh or where the fuck is that? But I'm like, no, I was born in New Hampshire, dude. Like, fuck.
It's time for the Gamers Banquet.
Usually at this time, our setup before Gamers Banquet, we get to reflect and get ready for what our boss, Chef Tetris, has in store for us today. A normal episode of Gamers Banquet usually involves a snappy cutaway, a high-paced jingle, and maybe a joke or two to break the ice. However, this isn't a normal episode of Gamers Banquet. It's the last episode. It was a quiet commute to work that morning. Chase Jackson and myself were all postured in different ways as we prepared for the day to come. On a normal commute, we're usually rambunctiously conversing about how the day's gonna go, maybe ribbing a few jokes back and forth and causing one too many looks from our fellow bus passengers. Not today. Pure silence and the hum from the bus's old engine were the only thing keeping us sane. Jackson, being the professional he is, was fully donned in his chef attire, even tying his apron before getting on the bus. Folded arms and a rhythmic tapping of the foot were the only thing we got out of him that entire bus ride. Chase, on the other hand, was weirdly positive about how things were going to go. He was sneering and laid back, almost unnervingly so now that I think about it, as he went on and on about our boss's bluff. He scoffed and threw his hand in every direction, as he confidently told us we had nothing to worry about. I didn't bother bringing my chef hat that day. Looking down at my feet, our boss's words rang in my ear, as they had been all week. His snide and cocky proposition to keep his own business afloat, his backhanded speech about how he kept the lights on, and his gross, sticky laughter that's still gumming up my thoughts. If Chef Tetris didn't like our Doritos of gaming, he was going to shut down the restaurant. We all prepared in our different ways, but I was prepared for the worst. Our bus stopped 2 blocks away like usual, and we shuffle off the bus one by one. Jackson, gripping his chef hat, crumpling its usual shape, came to a halt. He suddenly turned around to poke Chase in the chest and promised that if Chase screwed us in any way, shape, or form today, he would never forget it. As usual, Chase sidestepped this threat and ruffles Jackson's hair a bit, claiming he's 100% sure Chef Tetris would not do anything to us. He took the lead, and he tripped over his words and came to a halt when we turned the corner. Chef Tetris' restaurant, the largest and fastest-growing establishment in the city, was surrounded by shattered glass and police sirens. We run to the police line, begging to know what happened. Apparently the pigs in a blanket don't exactly know what went down, but They felt it was caused by someone who may have had some unfinished business with the old chef. You know, we always figured he had connections to the underground, but we never thought it could get this bad. Chase was the first to hop the tape, of course, and the excuse he used to get out of being tackled to the ground immediately still makes me laugh. His silver tongue gets us in a lot of trouble, but man, he could talk his way out of just about anything. We were allowed to get passage inside, as long as we didn't touch anything. We didn't stay long, though, because we got the answers we wanted almost immediately. Walking through the dark interiors we spent our weekdays, we find the only upright table in the building. On top, an empty plate adorned with a closed envelope. I remember darting my head back, wondering if we should take the chance and pick it up, but Chase and Jackson were a step ahead of me, breaking the only rule we were given. Chase's eyes widened as he read the letter, followed by a sarcastic grunt as he threw the leaflet to the ground and stormed off. I was the second person who got to read it. To the untrained eye, it may have been confusing what went down that night, but to us, it made too much sense. You knew the deal. Game over. CT. I took a deep sigh, somewhat glad I didn't dress for work that day, and followed Chase out of the glass-scattered building. I heard Jackson close behind, noticing he didn't read the letter that was left for us. At that point, though, I think he knew what was said. The three of us ducked under the police tape, ignored the calls from the fuzz, and walked off. And we walked for a long time, not really knowing where we were going. Felt like each of us were moving without any direction, like a hand on a Ouija board. Eventually, when we couldn't walk anymore, we stopped in front of the city boardwalk. Chase was the first to say something, repeating the same kind of jargon he was spouting the first time we talked about what could happen. He was always the first to speak up about what came next. This time, nobody had anything to say back. The silence was ear-piercing. Without the rumble of the bus's wheels, all we had were our thoughts. After what felt like an eternity, Jackson was the first to break the silence. He untied his apron, tilted his head back, and started to laugh. He gave Chase a good bat on the shoulder and told him that whatever his next plan was, it better not get us too close to the mob again. Chase was shocked at first, but followed the flow and threw out one of his fancy comebacks. Two of them stood up in perfect unison and started walking in another random direction. Of course, I quickly got up and dusted off my pants and followed him. I mean, how couldn't I? Sure as hell wasn't gonna miss whatever whack-ass gig they get me in next time. You know, we were never right for the food biz anyway. A couple of jerk-offs like us handling food. Honestly, Chef Tetris should have gotten a health code violation for putting our mitts all over those ingredients. Our heads held high and a skip in our step, we confidently walked back into the city that turned us away. You know, we fibbed and flubbed our way through every interaction we had at that joint, and it certainly won't be the last time we pull that off. We'll bullshit our way through the next interview, the mandatory company dinners, and all the worthless team huddles you could imagine. You gotta fake it till you make it. We're the Liars for Hire.
Liars for Hire. Liars for Hire. Liars for Hire. Liars for Hire.
Nifty wrote a fucking theme for the baby corner.
Did he actually?
Yeah. Nifty, in the time that it took from us to ask Nifty to fucking...
Oh my god, why is this so good?
Let's go.
Let's go. Oh. Maybe he will get paid.
I fucking love Nifty, man.
Maybe we will pay him.
Oh my god, I'm actually like tearing up.
Okay, we need to get back to the podcast. All right. So, boys, we're unemployed.
Yes.
What are we gonna do about that?
I don't know. Well, just wait for something to come up on our laps. That's how we've always done it.
I guess we'll have to go back to the shanty bunkhouse that we share. It's a little shed. Cost $250 a month, and the three of us shack up on a triple decker bunk bed.
Bunk bed. That's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
We're fucking Three Stooges.
Yeah. There's inexplicably like a lifesaver on the wall hanging up. We all share the same. We have to shower all at the same time, so we can afford the water.
There's a fireman's pole that goes down through each each floor of the bunker.
Pee Wee Herman is our architect.
Yeah, I was about to say.
the toaster talks for some reason.
Yeah, we don't like it. We don't pay attention to it. It tries to get to our attention.
We all ignore the toaster.
It's not a Pee Wee Herman thing. It's just like a government like mic thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
We had somebody listening in on our conversations because we were considered wanted by the state.
Mm-hmm. We keep threatening politicians.
The guy at our smart toaster just really likes the podcast. So he just every once in a while he's just like, hey, you guys should do this, and we just ignore the toaster.
Yeah,
We're just like,
you guys should bring back Mario 3. That's not gonna happen.
No.
What did you guys do Danganronpa? Oh, come on, guys.
No,
I'd rather not. That game sucks.
What's the Undertale episode?
Fuck you. I've never played Undertale.
Last episode, somebody in the comments for the questions episode for a game that we would never play, people in the comments were like, you've talked openly about never playing Earthbound.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess we did.
You specifically said we appreciate the effort, but we will never play Earthbound. You said that specifically.
On Link to the Past.
I don't listen to the episodes.
Chase doesn't watch Liars Club.
Yeah, like
Chase doesn't listen to Liars Club.
I don't remember what I said. All right, so stop assuming that of me. I thank you very much to do so.
No.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll just every single day I'll go to the community center. I'll go to the YMCA and I'll go to the cork board and I'll see what job offerings are up. And then, who knows? Maybe by next week we'll have another segment because
another gig.
Because Gamers Banquet, we're fired. That's over. We're done.
You can't do the food service industry anymore.
The place shut down, Chase. If you remember the stakes.
Oh yeah, but like I took that personally. You saw it more as a firing instead of a... Well, yeah, because the stakes specifically were that Chef Dickhead, which I can now call him comfortably because he's no longer my employer, he was just like, to spite you specifically, if this doesn't do well, I'm shutting down the restaurant. I take that as a firing. I take that as a punishment for me.
Okay.
He basically punished himself, too, which is insane. And you
should tell your employer that, your new employer that.
Mm-hmm. That my last employer was so sociopathic that in order to get back at me, he in order to spite me, he fucking gave up his livelihood. You
should talk about how much you hate your old bosses.
Like, come on, it's Chef Tetris. I can't not talk shit about him. He's Chef Tetris.
He wrote me a letter of recommendation.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got letters of recommendation.
Is that what this? I thought this was a severance package. Oh my god.
Yeah, you fucked up.
This is like language I've never seen before.
You're holding it upside down.
You gotta turn it
around. Oh no, it's just slurs. I actually know. I recognize most of these words.
There's slurs on yours?
Yeah, no. This is a letter of scorn, not a recommendation. Oh, damn. Jesus.
You should hide that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's slurs on mine.
Oh, you should hide that one.
I can't show this to an employer.
This one says to call you two slurs. I'm just gonna.
What a dick,
dude.
I don't think I could say.
Let's write each other like letters of recommendation.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, we could. We work together.
Yeah.
Technically.
We all co-own the company with 33%. Well, 33%, 34%, and 32% on Robbie's side. But it's we basically co-own the company. We are each other's employers. Makes sense.
Okay. If I'm gonna write yours, what slurs are you most comfortable being called? Chiaki?
No, Chalky.
We're not talking about Danganronpa on the podcast.
I'm not talking about Danganronpa on the fucking podcast.
Up. They named that girl after a slur, dude.
Fuck.
They named the gamer after a slur.
This episode's coming out tomorrow. If you want this fucking episode to come out tomorrow, you better stop making research.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I've adopted a pretty unhealthy habit of like getting food and being like, this is gonna be like 2 meals worth of food, and then I have like 3/4 of it, and then the final fourth of it I just don't eat, cause like I eat too much, and then I'm like, this is hardly a meal, and it's probably stale by now, and then I don't eat it, and I'm just wasting money in food. So I just wanted to complain about that real quick, and that's the end of that.
I like eating food.
Here's
I
the
like
habit
food.
you should adopt.
Okay.
Don't order expecting it to last more than a day. Order it for that meal, and if you have any left over, then good.
The thing about ordering food in my like area of the town is that it's like mostly for families, because there's a lot of apartment complexes, but there's also just a lot of like family homes, and so like all the meals are either like you can get, you can order from this convenience store like a piece of chicken and like whatever else from the convenience store, and that's like the options for a 1-person meal, and then everything else is like $15 plus like platters from different restaurants. So there's very few like mid to large size single person meal options, which is, I understand, a very specific thing to complain about. But at the same time, my frustration is endless, and I'll never not hold this city accountable for my suffering. That's how I feel. Things should be more catered for my needs, I think. Just like daily.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chase.
Things in Japan should be for the white man.
Okay, I didn't say that. All right,
No, you did.
they should be for this white man. This one.
Yep, that's exactly what you said.
Check out this cool sound.
Can we talk about what you bought and what that is?
What the fuck was that?
Please tell Robbie what that is, because it's
Oh, do you want me?
What is that?
It's the
Do you want me
funniest fucking thing in the world.
It's so this is a little gadget that it's like a pen, but it's got like a bulb on the end of it, and
It's
made
a vibrating
of rubber,
one. Chase bought a vibrator one.
And when I press it, it starts to shimmy and shake. And I've been having more fun putting it up against my face, like on my nose and on my lips and on my eyes and on my microphone, than I have putting it anywhere near my crotch. In fact, I haven't actually used it for its intended purpose yet. It's just a fun little knob that I can make my face numb with. It's awesome. I recommend one for anybody. It's great. It's a great little cool gadget. Yeah.
You bought a vibrator before you bought a hot plate?
It's easier to transport than a hot plate, all right?
No, what?
What the fuck do you want from me?
I want you to go through TSA with that.
With this thing?
It is easy to go through TS. Well, you have to take the batteries out.
You have to take the batteries out.
Oh, this thing's like a chargeable thing. This is getting shipped back in a box.
Still got a battery in it.
You're taking it with
battery.
you?
No, I'm just gonna leave it here.
Spend
I'm
money-
gonna leave it
spend
here for the
money
next
on it.
tenant. The
New
next
friend
the next
Buzz.
Should. You should.
New friend Buzz is coming to America.
You were like so fucking nervous about leaving shit there.
I'm gonna leave the shelf that I got behind. I think because it was like a $40 shelf just from Amazon, and it served its purpose. And I think the next tenant who comes here is gonna be really 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 happy to see it. I might also leave this trash can, because there wasn't a trash can in here when I first moved here. There was like a recycling bin over in the corner, but it's like fucking scrunched up against some shit and it's annoying. So I'm not gonna take that with me. The previous tenant, they left me a pair of shoes in a shoebox. So thanks so much for that, previous tenant. Have you ever been left stuff by the person who rented your apartment previously before you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what?
Oil pan.
Microwave.
A poster of Totoro.
Dude,
No,
sick.
the cat bus. I was left.
That's pretty cool.
A few shelves.
Plunger.
Band-aids.
It's like boring Christmas, It's
A
signing
chair
bonus.
in the backyard. A shovel.
Okay, realistically, how much can they charge me for like fucking up this apartment? Like they
fucking up.
well, like, okay, so for example, the chair, this apartment came with like a set amount of furniture. It's like a single shelf, the mattress, the table, and like a chair. That it's just like a wooden chair with like 4 legs. And the wooden chair I used for the first like half year. But then I realized it was scuffing up the floor because it's like it's like one of those rubber wood floors. And so I got a chair with wheels, and I got a chair mat, and so now it doesn't do that anymore. But it's still like this. It's still fucked up. Like it's all scrunched up
Well,
and
that's what the
shitty.
security deposit's for. You just might not get back the security deposit.
That's honestly fine. I think the security deposit was like $500, which I can live without.
Whatever.
But also
that money does not exist anymore. Like it's fine.
yeah. Oh well, I'll be fine. If they want to not write me a recommendation for the next apartment that I decide to rent in Japan in fucking 6 years, that's fine. Oh well, what happens.
Fucking move so desperately, dude.
You do. You really want to move. Talk about your AC and how it was fun.
Yeah. First problem with the AC, it would flood constantly. Try to get maintenance in here. They didn't do shit. Had to call an outside person. Front office got mad because I called an outside service. Recently, the motor just died in the AC in the middle of Arizona summer, where it's like 115 fucking degrees outside, Fahrenheit, mind you.
Celsius.
Yes, 115 Celsius. Call maintenance. They're like, all right, let's see. They come in here. They're like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's still dead. I call an outside person. They come in. They change the dead motor, and then they're like, yeah, talk to your front office person. Talk to the front office person. They're pissed off that they have to take it off my rent again.
And they were when they were changing the motor within your AC, something fell out. Just like a piece of sharp metal fell out.
Multiple pieces of metal shrapnel fell out of the dead motor.
So fucking funny. That is so funny to me.
If you can pinpoint it, I think I did it on before the Back for Blood stream. I think I did it on my drawing stream or something like that, where you could hear me say, and that is my AC dying, and you just hear the loudest sound of metal scraping against metal in the background.
He goes,
it's just fucking awful pieces of shit. And like, I had the money to move, but then I had to go fix my car in order to start doing this new job. And
but you're moving soon, right? You're looking at new places?
I'm looking at places, but I need to save up, or I need to do a fucking fundraiser stream, which I hate doing for myself, which is stupid, but so be it.
You'll figure something out, I'm sure.
I feel guilty taking people's money.
And Robbie, your apartment is just not suited for warmth because you live in the Pacific Northwest, and they never expected that to be a problem in the first place. Right?
Do y'all want to play Bomber Girl?
The fuck is
Kinda.
What is Bomber Girl? Could you tell me what that is?
I'm pretty sure this is that like online Bomberman MMO that like it costs 25 cents every time you want to play it. Because like all the girls in this are like
Hot.
like they. I'm gonna. I can't believe this fucking character exists. I'm gonna post a picture in the Discord chat and then also put it on screen. This is Jackson, hear me out. This is Sepia Belmont.
What? Bitch, what?
This is a Belmont.
Bitch, what?
She's in Bomber Girl, dude.
Hang on, I'll be right back.
Dude, check out Bomber Girl, bro.
Do you get to like track your stats and stuff? Like, do you get to keep your account?
I don't know.
Wait, this isn't
Bomber Girl for Liars Club.
This is an
I
official
kinda wanna play Bomber
Konami.
Girl.
This is an official Konami game.
Can we play Bomber Girl?
Sure.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Fucking
Bomber Girl
play
like does
Bomber.
kind of look like half illegal.
like right.
Well, Got to
God.
start somewhere.
Gotta start somewhere, I guess.
What's gonna be the first illegal game we play on Liars Club?
We've already played
Hatred.
emulators.
Hatred.
Can you play?
Hatred's not illegal.
Can you play Hatred on YouTube?
It's an AO game. I'm not sure if you're allowed to play AO games on YouTube anymore.
We'll look into it.
Hey,
We'll look
yo.
into it. But you know,
hey.
hey. That's funny. That's funny. I'm gonna make a game called My Italian Restaurant, and the ratings is gonna be A-O. And to do that, there's gonna be a lot of mass shooting scenes.
That's my culture.
For the joke.
On the Bomber Girl Wikipedia, reception pre-release, Polygon describes the game as horny.
Bro,
Cool.
we gotta play this.
Dude,
I want to see this Belmont bitch.
so sick. If you want to play Bomber Girl, you can right now with the code Liars, the number 4 and then hire. And play that game and tell us what you think. But for now, thanks everybody so much for listening to our great podcast. It's called Liars4Hire.
Nice, dude.
I'm looking up how to play Bomber Girl.
I'm looking at porn.
Of Bomber Girl characters?
Of Bomber Girl characters? All right, that's him. This is him, officer. Get him.
Oh, is it arcade only? Fuck me.
What the fuck is happening?
It's gotta be on fucking the computers. Jackson, close us out.
Goodbye, everybody. Chase is... I'm getting liquid in my eye.
Ah! Ah! Ah!